I was already following Nourish on Facebook because I love their food and they're so close to campus, so I wanted to keep an eye on them. And then I saw that they were selling, and I took a screenshot and I sent it to some other senior staff, and I said, I might be out of my mind, but I think we might need to ask some questions about this and see if it could be in our future to possibly purchase this.
My role here felt like it was wrapping up, but I couldn't see it close, and that was the hardest part for me. Is I knew I was ready to move on, but I didn't want it to close for the community.
There's just a lot of buzz in the air right now, and we have a lot of room for growth, I think, and yeah, I think Stevens is the perfect person to take over as far as ownership.
One of the things that I'm charged with doing as the president of Stevens is looking at more than just how do we get more of the same students, how do we get new students, but also how do we branch out as a business. So obviously we're in the business of education, but part of that can include bringing in new revenue sources that also help us have more of a footprint in the community, have more visibility in the community, and also potentially bring in new students to us.
We've been very transparent since we put it on every single ingredient that we use on our website. People just trust that we're using the cleanest ingredients that's going to make them feel really, really good, and that is something that I feel really, really confident will continue on because of the staff that's been here for so long. They already know the ins and outs of it. They understand the standards. They understand the quality, the expectation, and I think that's why it's going to be a great partnership.
We have a focus, at least in student experience, on really helping our students feel empowered, not only to learn in the classroom, but also to fuel their bodies. And so we really have this focus on health, wellness, and well-being. And Nourish obviously has the same, is completely aligned with that, and it is in a great location for us because it is only steps away from two of the buildings that actually are two of our health science programs are in our PA program, our Physician's Assistant Studies program, and our nursing program. And so it really just seemed like a natural extension of the campus.
Nutrition and health and wellness is a big passion of mine, and to be able to provide food to the community and to support our local farmers and for the students to just see how that works as far as from sourcing the food to preparing it to actually getting it out to the public. I think that that makes me really happy.
So one of the things that's planned is right from the beginning in the spring semester, we will have students in the first block, which will be the first 3.5 weeks of January. They will be working on a social media campaign for Nourish. We're going to start to also have students doing things like in business classes looking at the economics of running a small business, of running a restaurant and being in the food service industry. Another thing that we are going to start to work on is over the course of the next year, we're going to build in a hospitality management concentration track for students who are in our who are in a business degree pathway, and they'll be able to obviously learn from the folks who are already here.
What's so inspiring to me to be able to witness is all of these students that are going to be so eager to learn. They're going to come in and see the way things are done very differently than conventional restaurants. So not only from the integrity of the food ingredients, but how to source locally, how to do things without cutting costs.
What we're planning on changing or augmenting, I should say, is the opportunity for students to be able to learn from this. Again, first in the classroom and then getting some hands-on experience. And don't worry, that will not be in the kitchen. They will not be making anybody's smoothies or juices or cookies or bowls or anything. They are going to be learning all the other aspects of the business. And we're just really excited to be able to also offer patrons a chance to contribute to education in that way. And that, I think, is probably one of the most exciting things when I think about how patrons are going to experience Nourish. The quality, the level of service that they're used to, where their food is sourced from, that's not going to change, but will change is they're going to know that any net revenue, any proceeds from that after all the staff has been paid and after the operations are taken care of, that the net revenue is going to go to support student scholarships.